Hey, what's going up? What's going on, guys? Welcome back. This is a redo of the video I made yesterday. I really apologize about the audio issue. Sometimes, man, when you're recording on PC, you have to configure it every time. So I really apologize about that. So, and plus there's some stuff I didn't get to go over with that after the video I want to add in here. So let me know if you can't hear me. We'll make adjustments. Alright, so I want to go over the Capcom leaks that were, actually it was like a week ago that it was released, and Modern Vintage Gamer had talked about it, and I believe Rufelmonger had talked about it as well, and there's some pretty cool interesting things to go over. So my sources that I'm using is from IGN. IGN did a article on the massive data breach that happened, and they were attacked by ransomware, which is unfortunate because they, Capcom, they were struggling, man, right before Street Fighter V. Like Sony had to come in and help them out with that launch for Street Fighter V. That's why it was exclusive. They weren't in the best position. But now they've recovered after releasing Resident Evil. They had the Monster Hunter success. So I'm really happy they recovered. But what happened here is just unfortunate. And Capcom shouldn't bend the knee when it comes to criminals asking for ransom. I don't agree with it. They shouldn't give them any money. But unfortunately, there has been leaks. And the leaks here are Resident Evil Outbreak, Dragon's Dogma 2, Street Fighter 6, a Mega Man leak game. It's an idea. There's no specific tie to which Mega Man. Let's hope it's Mega Man Legends 3. That's what it needs to be. But Resident Evil 4 remake, that's another big one, bro. Like that game has been ported time and time and again, and it's just a money maker. And it should be rightfully remade. Monster Hunter 6, and they all have the dates that they're, at least the ETA, when they're gonna expect to arrive. So we have quarter 4, quarter 2, and quarter 3, and these are going to be in 2021, starting of next year, and then going on to 2024. But Street Fighter 6 is it's going to be in quarter 3, 2022. So that's something to expect. And in Japan, quarter 3 is actually beginning of October, November, or December. So it makes sense with us getting Dan here soon by next month, and then they're gonna slowly stretch out that next season Street Fighter V update. I personally don't see how they're gonna do that. At least, I feel like the Street Fighter community is gonna kind of go dry a little bit as far as lack of content, because that's a big gap in between from Street Fighter 6 and then all the content we're supposed to get for Street Fighter 5. So I'm hoping that they're going to do something with the PS5 Street Fighter 5. I'm hoping there's going to be some type of a special edition Street Fighter 5 for PlayStation 5, or they do some kind of an update, a patch update to kind of like optimize Street Fighter 5 for PlayStation 5. So, and it even gets more interesting than that. So Street Fighter 6 says quarter 3, fiscal year 2022, and then we have Super Street Fighter 6 in quarter 4, fiscal year 2023. So we're supposed to get Super after that, which is crazy. And it's kind of hard to grasp your head, because you have to think, like, what will the roster be by that time? You know what I mean? By Super, it's really crazy. And then it gets even crazier than that. Then we get Ultra Street Fighter 6 in quarter 4, fiscal year 2024. So we should get it around, expect at the same time we get Super. So it's going to be really interesting. I don't know as far as the direction they're going to go. I would hope that they would kind of keep reusing what they already have here, because I feel like Street Fighter V is such a great. I feel like they nailed it. Whatever they were doing this time around is optimized. They know exactly what they're doing compared to the beta and the launch of Street Fighter V, because that launch was abysmal, to say the least. But for me, it wasn't bad because I was playing to be competitive. But a lot of casuals, you know, people who just want to play arcade mode, that wasn't available initially. So hopefully it will be remedied. Hopefully they will actually take all that account, you know, and actually launch the game properly this next time around. Yo, what's up, Crystal? What's going on? Yeah, they may review, you know, they may review the roadmap, but honestly, it's not going to change. They can't, you know, you have to remember, these leaks are more than likely, shareholders have probably seen this. You know, they laid this out to them in some way, shape, or form. So, and speaking of shareholders, you already know that they're probably not going to be too happy about it. But what can you do, man? It's like you can't put the toothpaste back into the tube after it's been squeezed out. So that's the thing that sucks about those kind of situations. But I want to show this tweet here, and in this tweet confirms that the game is real. You know, it was called Capcom 6. That was the code name, which I thought was pretty cool. Capcom 6. And I put the tweet below in the description box if anyone wanted to see the original tweet, but it's there. I just find it fascinating, and it's crazy. We didn't get well, we did get a source code leak. We got Devil May Cry 2, I think, source code leak. Which, I mean, the only thing you can do about it is if you have a development unit, a PlayStation 2 development unit. That's the only way you'd probably be able to play it. But I was hoping we'd get like source code for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That'd be pretty sick if somebody can implement rollback. But damage has already been done, you know. But anyways, I mean, we already knew this news though. This is not too much of a surprise, as we already heard about what happened with Street Fighter 6 and why it was delayed. And for those who don't know why it was delayed, because of what happened, the fallout with Ono, and he was going in the direction I guess the development team didn't agree with. And from what was rumored was that it was supposed to have some type of a team element. And you know, when I think about stuff like that, like, it's cool, it's a great idea, but like, I don't know why it's so like, this is the one problem that Street Fighter has. They don't have enough modes. You know, like in Alpha, they had different modes. You know, you had survival mode. You know what I mean? You had like a tag team mode. That was cool. You know, I feel like those are features you can add to your game for online, for the casuals, for people who are not going to play competitively. I think that's great. But that's one of the things they were lacking. And, you know, it kind of sucks that I heard, you know, you hear that they had to change directions when they didn't, you know, they all didn't agree with that mechanic. So, you know, I'm all for classic Street Fighter. Street Fighter V plays great. I love the crush counter mechanics. I think the game plays pretty good. But there was another leak on here that I found interesting. It's not a Street Fighter, but it's part of the Capcom leak. Final Fight remake, Q2 fiscal year 2024, and then Power Stone remake, Q3 fiscal year 2024. So that sounds like a pretty good list that they have here. Honestly, Capcom look like they're going to be on fire when it comes to this next generation launch. They should have made a Power Stone a long time ago, you know, and that's another problem Capcom has, is they're sitting on so many great IPs, man. They're sitting on IPs for days, you know. They're not as stingy as Nintendo is when it comes to their, their classics or their, their IPs. But at least they're making a Power Stone game, and more than likely it's going to be the original Power Stone. I don't have faith that Capcom will do like a true remake. They'll more than likely, you'll probably see Power Stone 1 and 2 HD probably re-released, because I believe it was released on 360 back in the day, I think. So, but that would be fantastic to see. And that same year we're supposed to get, or that next, part of that same year, later that year, we'll get Ultra Street Fighter 6. So I wonder who's going to be in the roster, man. I hope they migrate the roster they have now and transfer to Street Fighter 6. I think that would be a great starting point, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. The graphics look good. Street Fighter is not really a graphically demanding game, so I feel like there's a lot of room to add more characters that we already want, that we want. Because I feel like a lot of people like the characters that we got. Maybe not all of them, but I feel like there's a good majority of people that do like the characters that came out for 5. So I'd hope that everybody gets the character they want. That's what I hope. But if it was me in charge, I would be using the roster that we currently have, go through the proper time and effort, update all the art. If you have to remake some assets, that's fine, but make it look good. You already have a good basis for a roster right there. But let's hope that they do it right. A lot of times they do just start from scratch, just because they're gonna build a new game. They probably get a lump sum of an investment. So yeah, what's up Red? Yeah, we need Marvel 4 too. You're not wrong, but that wasn't in the leak, unfortunately. I was really hoping I would have seen a Marvel, but we're not gonna get a Marvel game. It's probably not going to happen anytime soon. I don't expect there to be another Marvel game. And if it wasn't in that leak, maybe it was like maybe Disney or Marvel, maybe they have that information that Capcom just doesn't put it on there, or who knows. But Marvel's Capcom Infinite was a disaster. That game, I don't want to go there. But Capcom 6, man, it's here, man. The leaks. So get ready to keep playing Street Fighter 5, because we got another 2 years. We got another 2 years of Street Fighter 5. So it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So if you're already sick of it, man, I hate to tell you, you gotta play something else then, because it's gonna stay here for a while. So which is great, because I still want to hit Master Rank. If I hit Master Rank, maybe I can get to the next rank. I think it would be pretty cool if they did something with the Shadowloo account. I think it would be nice, or more interesting, if you can keep your account. Like, you can still keep your rank, or maybe not keep your rank, but you have like, it shows that you are not new. It kind of shows you're weathered in a sense. Yeah, dude. Let's hope that it doesn't start out with 8 characters. Like, to me, it's so stupid that they do that. That they just start with such a small roster, and then they charge you $60. AAA price. It's ridiculous. Like, they should have at least 16 characters available, and then because there's so many characters to choose from, like, it shouldn't be hard, but with the way games are made nowadays, they don't make the game like they used to, where they've developed the game, and once they finish development, it's out in the market and there's no patches after that. So with the games now, they have this like habit, or not habit, but it's like the standard that they do now. It's like they release a game and they have this idea like, oh, well, we can patch it later, or we can add more characters later. So, you know, I'm not too fond of the practice, but it does work in a business standpoint. So, I don't know what you guys think. I'm curious to know what y'all think of these leaks. And also, you know, when it comes to like the dates and stuff, I mean, they look pretty accurate and spot on because Capcom usually releases their their games around those time frames. I was looking at some of the dates for Street Fighter 2, like World Warrior, that came out in February '91. And then you have, and you see in Street Fighter 2 World Warrior, that's Q4. You know, that's Q4 for Japan, so that makes sense. And that was World Warrior, and that was the sequel to Street Fighter 1. And I believe Street Fighter 1, yeah, Street Fighter 1 came out in June. That was the original release date, 1988. And then you had Champion Edition in March 1992. So a year later, literally the same. You see that same trend that Capcom's doing? Because Capcom wants to release Super Street Fighter 6, Q4 2023, and they want to do it a year later. They want to do Ultra. And Q4 is in January, February, March. Same, you know, Street Fighter 2 and Champion Edition Street Fighter 2. And then if you keep going, let's see here. Then we got, yeah, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting. That came out in '92. Yeah, December of 1992. And that's in Q3. You see that? Q3. So they're very Capcom is very traditional when it comes to the release dates. Let me see. I'm trying to look at the other Street Fighter games if there are. Yeah, then Street Fighter Alpha came out in June of 1995, and that is a Q1 release date. But then after that, Alpha 2 came out on the 27th of February in '96. See that trend? We get a summer release initially, and then we get a winter, which is Q3. So we get a Q1 release, and then we get a Q4 release. Yeah, Alpha 2. Let me see, '96. That came out in the summer, and that was in could be Q1 or Q2 in between there. And then what else we had? Street Fighter EX, 19th of December. Bro, I still remember when Street Fighter EX came out. I was so stoked when that game finally went to 3D. I remember everybody was in 3D phase. And then Street Fighter 3 came out. That's in February. See that trend? February '97. It's another Q4. EX Plus came out in March 3rd, 1997. You see that trend? Even like Marvel Superheroes, if you look at that date, like July 1997, you know, they're very, very traditional. And I believe Marvel Infinite also came out in the summertime as well. I still remember that. So they're very traditional. That's what I'm trying to point out here. So, you know, they're not too far off from what they, you know, what the leaks are saying. So, you know, we can, you know, we don't have to take it with a grain of salt too much. we can take it for what it is. Unless Capcom decides to change the date, they'll let us know officially through, you know, their announcements. So, but yeah, but I just want to tell you guys about that. I'm gonna wrap up the video right now. I would like to know about your comments and what your thoughts are in the comments below. Let me know what you think. You know, do you think they're legit? You know, let me know who you'd like to see in the next Street Fighter 6. Who are you expecting for Street Fighter 5? You never know. They might do a secret release that they're holding back, because that's a long time if you think about it. That's a long time till Street Fighter 6. So I personally think that they're gonna say we're gonna get these 4 characters, but in secret there's gonna be maybe a couple more. But anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm gonna be streaming here in a few. We're gonna get some Street Fighter 5 matches. We're gonna go hard. My mentality is gonna change a little bit today. I'm gonna be more positive and try to be better and stronger. Alright guys, I'll catch you on the next one. See y'all soon. Peace.